Good morning. Welcome to an early dark morning in Austin, Texas. I came down here for work yesterday evening and I'm going to be here all day today, departing early tomorrow. I was able to work out before I left home yesterday. We didn't depart Boise until 1400, so I was able to get a good workout at home. And I brought items with me for my workout here, knowing that this would be the one day that I work out here. So I didn't bring a lot of things. I just brought them specifically for the workout I was intending on doing here. And then tomorrow, leaving pretty early in the morning from here and going to get home with before noon. So I'll have enough time to work out at home. So for those of you that travel, find yourself in hotels and find yourself struggling to get a decent workout, I'm going to show you a few items I brought with me for a chest and bicep workout. If you get a hotel that has dumbbells and, more importantly, a functional trainer, you can get a really good workout. I've gotten really good workouts with gyms that just had functional trainers. It's a little bit more difficult for me, and I'm sure a lot of you, to get a good workout with just dumbbells, especially if they only go up to 50 pounds. I'm not a power lifter. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not a strong man. I just like to lift heavy and 50 pounds. If that's all you got, obviously you do with it what you can. But I'm going to show you some items that make the working out, give yourself some variety. And so if you can't hit those big weights because the gym doesn't have it, the hotel gym doesn't have it, you can still get a high intensity workout. So without further ado, let me show you what I brought. So I brought a couple of suspension straps. These are from a Lifeline. We got these from Amazon years ago. I primarily use them for hotel gyms, especially if the hotel, the gym is sorely lacking. You can use these. You have the ability to stick these in the doors, so you can do those at home for push-ups and for a pushing movement, a pulling movement. And I've got two of those. Probably will not use these in the gym because this gym is okay. It's got dumbbells that go up to 50 pounds and a functional trainer. But that gives you some variety as well. Or you go down to a gym and it's packed full of people. Packed in a hotel gym means there's 3 people in there. If there's one person on a functional trainer, one person on using a bunch of the dumbbells, then you're kind of hosed up. So I bring the suspension straps. Worst case scenarios, go down there. It's too busy, or something's broken, or weights are missing. I can come upstairs and do some pushing and pulling. Not great, but it's something. I also have an Ironmind neck harness. I can do with a chain. I can do free weight for the rear neck. I can do with a machine front neck and side neck. When I do my workouts, I always add abdominals and neck workout into it. So I've got that, always bring that with me. Next I have this is actually a piece of a gi. When I practiced Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I was working on grip strength, so I had some gi lapels and some gi sleeves that I cut off and hooked carabiners to, and so I use this for triceps, biceps, and it helps with the grip strength. I'll use them for pulling movements as well. It helps with that grip strength. Doesn't take up a lot of space and is not very heavy. Next, I've got some eye bolts and some chain with carabiners. So these don't necessarily go together per se, but this can be used if you need to add some weight to the functional trainer. This goes into a pin slot, and then I can hook this chain to it with a dumbbell around it. Now, I caution you, for you big lifters out there, I wouldn't go putting a 50-pound dumbbell on a low-end functional trainer, but most of these gyms have pretty good functional trainers, so never know if that cable is gonna be able to support an extra 50 pounds on either side, but maybe another 5, maybe another 10, just something. So I've got 2 of those. So if there is a functional trainer, there is one here, but if you have a functional trainer, you have the capability of adding some weight to each side for any of those movements that you're going to be using both arms, both stacks. So I got that. Probably not going to use this, but I've got the ankle strap. I can use this for mainly leg movements, you know, adduction. You can use it for leg curls. I've also been able to do leg extensions sitting on a bench with this around my ankle. I brought it with me today because I wasn't sure what kind of attachment they had, and this might give me the ability to do an ab movement if I'm hooking it to the functional trainer and using this as a strap. Sometimes you go down to these gyms and all the attachments for the functional trainer are gone, missing. So that's just something else. I didn't want to bring a handle with me because my handles are all steel, so they're decently heavy. This is a lot lighter. It's not great, but it does give me the ability to do a pulling movement with it with my hand. So that's that. Then I brought all 4 of my drop set pins, all 4 of them. I have a video on these. I think these are fantastic. So if I go downstairs and there are some weights missing, or I want to add a little bit more intensity to the workout, then with these, you know, 2 on each side plus the factory pin that's in it, I can do 3 drop sets and get a really good intense burn with the drop set pins. So I got all 4 of those things. I also have a gripper. This is 150 pounds. This is mainly for just sitting in the room, and it's not like I do this for hours, but I do this a little bit. For some reason, after starting Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I really got into neck exercises and grip exercises. Useful, maybe not. It's I mean, I guess for what it gives you, maybe it's wasted weight, but I brought it just in case I was sitting up here doing nothing in the room and I wanted to work on the grip. So I'm going to bring that downstairs with me anyways, keep it in my gym bag. And the last thing is my logbook. This is a homemade logbook. It works for me. It's got goals in it and places for the sets and reps and exercises and cardio and my weight and the day and body fat and cold plunge and sauna and stuff like that. I just like to keep track of all my stuff. I don't, be honest with you, I never look back at it. I don't compare it. Sometimes I'll look back at what I did for chest last time. You know, sometimes I get busy and miss a workout or so, and so it's been 4 or 5 days since I did chest. I'll look back and make sure I either do the same workout because I want to do it, or I'll make sure I don't do that workout. So, or if I'm doing press again, sometimes I'll see what my starting weight is, that sort of stuff. So that's really it. I don't spend a lot of time looking back on my workouts. It's more for the accountability, knowing if I've got to write something down, that especially if I write it down. Like I wrote down my workout last night when I got to the hotel room after I settled in, wrote my workout for today. And so it helps keep me focused and helps with that. It's almost like my training partner. I know I wrote it down, so I'm going to go work out. So those are the things I'm bringing downstairs. And I actually have not seen this gym before, so I guess you're going to see it the first time when I see it. So without further ado, I'm going to grab my water bottle and we'll get out of here. All right, so that's the gym. I've got myself already set up and I've already done my warm-up sets. Today is going to be chest and biceps. I'm going to do a chest exercise followed by a neck, followed by biceps, and then abs. I'll do that 3 times through. I'll change the exercises 3 times through, change the exercises 3 times through. So for this first circuit, I'm gonna do cable press, standing cable press. I'm gonna do it with the drop set pins to get a little bit more intensity in that exercise. Then I'll be doing a rear neck, bent over rear neck, and dumbbell curls, and then a line alternating leg raise. So we'll get started. All right, the drop pins didn't work all that well on that. All right, that's one through. Yeah, the drop set pins didn't work all that great. Forgot to mention that I started off at 120, then went to 90s, then to 70s, 50 pounds on the dumbbells. Obviously, I'm gonna stay at the 50 pounds since there's not a heavier weight. But I think I'll go up on the drop set pins and go 130, 110, and then maybe 80s, and see how that works. All right, I won't bore you having to watch the whole thing in slow motion again, so we'll make this go fast, finish these 3 sets, or 2 more, and then move on to the next circuit. All right, so that's the first circuit. 2 more circuits. I'm gonna clean up all this equipment, wipe it down in case somebody comes in, set up my next circuit, and then I'll be back with you. And for those that are wondering what it is I'm doing on the watch, I have a Tactix 8, a Garmin Tactix 8, and so I write my workouts on there. Help me keep an electronic copy of calories burned, steps, intensity workouts, stuff like that. So sometimes I forget and have to catch up, but that's why I'm pushing this. All right, back with you in a second. All right, so this circuit, again, 3 of these. I'll start off with dumbbell incline press, followed by side neck. Then I'm going to do the cable curls with the gi lapel, so get a little bit grip strength there. And then I'm going to do cable crunch, and since I don't want to move a bunch of pieces of equipment around, all I'll do is I'll just raise the pulley and I'll just use the head harness for those crunch. So, all right, we'll get started. So as you can see, I am going to be able to use the eye bolt to add a little bit of extra weight. This is a 200-pound stack, a 2-to-1 ratio. So really I'm lifting 100 pounds with just the stack, add another 10 pounds in there, so about 105 pounds at the pulley. One thing I discovered when I put this on originally, I put the eye bolt up here, and while this shroud will allow the dumbbell to slide up and down, the eye bolt hit the top of the shroud here, so I ended up having to put it down low, but it's no issue. You'll see once I start lifting that it works out just fine. All right, 2 more. Let's speed through this. All right, that's circuit number 2. I'm gonna clean this up, put it away, change the machines around for my 3rd and last circuit. Be back with you here in a second. All right, this is it. 3rd circuit. I'm gonna do cable decline fly, so a cable crossover, a low cable crossover. I went lighter on this so that I don't cheat as much. I have a tendency to cheat, especially when the pulleys are closer together, tend to bend the elbows in and turn it into a press. So I went lighter on this to try to focus on the stretch and the squeeze at the chest instead of biceps and triceps. So a decline cable fly, I'm really not trying to do this on purpose. A decline cable fly, followed by, I'm gonna do a dumbbell front neck by laying on the bench. You'll see it, laying on the bench, putting the dumbbell on my face and then lifting my neck. So I call it face plate because I put a plate on my face when I'm at home. So I'm gonna do lying front neck, a seated 1-arm preacher curl, and then a side bend with a dumbbell. So let's get started. For those of you that got, if you start doing heavy stuff, heavy presses, if you're new into lifting, a way to get the cable down without hurting your shoulders or pulling something in your chest is to get over to the cable and make it a press. Then you can move over to the other cable and make it a press, as opposed to starting off this way, which can hurt your shoulders, hurt your pecs. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with that weight. That feels really good. And if you're wondering why I keep taking my hat off and putting it back on, why don't you just leave the hat off? It's a pain in the butt. It's get in the way. It's a brand new hat, and so I wanted to break it in some and get a little sweat on it. It's pretty soft, but make it a little bit softer. So I gotta take it off for the neck exercises and then put it back on to help break it in. So stop screaming at your TV or your laptop, your iPad or your iPhone. All right, lifting pro tip from a non-pro. When you're doing exercises, alternating from one side to the other, like this curl, I recommend doing it, and I guess most people probably would recommend doing it, starting off with your weak side, so you're not overloading your weak side and underloading your strong side, or you're doing 10 reps on one side and doing 30 reps on the other side. So my weak side is my left side, mainly because I got injuries on that side. All right, 2 more to go. Let's speed through this next 2 circuits. Ready? Go. All right, that's it. 3 circuits, 2 muscle groups, chest and biceps. I primarily add, while I like doing neck, I started doing neck in the military as I started to get bigger. I started to weigh in over my weight required, so I started doing neck exercise, make my neck bigger, so I would tape, checking your weight in your neck, or your waist and your neck, make sure you fall within the body fat percentage, however they figure that out. So, but the primary reason why I do neck and abs now is to take a break between the lifting. It gives me a little bit of a breather without actually stopping the workout, and it gets, maybe not essential muscle groups, especially when you eat like crap and you got no abs to show. Might not be essential, but it's a good thing to work out. And again, it helps me kind of break up the chest, instead of going straight to chest to biceps to chest to biceps, which I've done in some of these gyms when I wasn't bringing some of my own equipment. Man, it burns you out really fast. So I'm going to put everything away, clean everything up, and head back upstairs. Well, as you can see, there's really nothing to it. Used most of the pieces of equipment I brought down with me. Didn't use the suspension straps, and didn't use the
that ankle strap, which wasn't a big deal. I didn't expect to use the ankle strap, just brought it just in case. And, I got a good enough workout. It was 48 minutes and 41 seconds long. And of course, that includes the cleanup and the switching of the equipment around for the next circuit. But, it gives me a good workout. My average heart rate was 137. So for a slightly morbidly, extremely, grotesquely obese 54-year-old, not bad. Burn some calories. Now I just gotta. It's 4 o'clock right now, 4 a.m. So just gotta try not to pound those calories back in the body. So if you got any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them below. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a blessed day.